I'm Nathan Judah. I'm here with Wolves reporter Mr. Tim Spiers. Tim, Cardiff 2, Wolves 1, and well, it's time to officially get worried, I think.
Yeah, it is. 5 defeats and 6, 1 point. Looking over their shoulders now, looking at tomorrow's results to see how close they're going to be to the bottom 3, but they're creeping towards it. But you know, the main thing is they don't look like a team that can win football matches today. I thought they had it. At 1-0, they changed tactics tonight. They went back to basics. I thought they matched Cardiff's approach in terms of work rate and physicality, and you know, rolling up your sleeves and hoofing the ball clear, which normally is a 2-week wage is fine in Nuno's Wolves. But they changed tactics.
It wasn't pretty.
It wasn't pretty. They went back to basics, and it was working. But they couldn't see it through. They either couldn't see it through with a tight 1-0 and a solid defence, but crucially, as against Arsenal and as against so many teams this season, couldn't find that second goal, that killer, or rather, that couldn't find that killer touch, that clinical touch to kill it off. They gave Cardiff a sniff, and Cardiff took full advantage.
I mean, you look at the Wolves, and I think you tweeted Wolves' record when they've gone ahead in games, and
that's
lost in 44.
That's it. Yeah, it's been since February 2017. You know, 3 months before Nuno took over was the last time they took the lead and lost, and that was what they did time and again last season. They were so good at it. And you can say it's a step up in class in the Premier League, sure, but Cardiff, you know, it's not so much the case, is it? Because the Wolves were in the Championship with them last season, so they should be winning tonight. But there's a lot going wrong at the moment. They look like they've got a soft belly, they've got a soft centre, and they look beatable, and they look like they can be got at, which is worrying more than anything.
I mean, second half warning signs were there from almost a few seconds in, weren't they? And it just went bad to worse.
They were. They were. But in terms of work rate and in terms of game plan and strategy, it was all going quite well. And I thought Wolves matched them for work rate tonight, and that wasn't really the issue. It was just, like I said, problems in both boxes. But you know, I was just interviewing Matt Doherty, who's spoken very honestly, and people can read that on Monday. That there's been no real kind of recurring themes throughout the last kind of 5 defeats as to things going drastically wrong. It's just tweaks here and there, but it's becoming a problem now because it's a rut. And they look a little bit short of confidence to me now.
Roman Saïs and Adama Traoré were brought in, much to the surprise of quite a few people, especially Roman Saïs. I thought he actually did okay tonight at the back.
I thought, Ryan Bennett will be even more shocked having not played badly.
No
really.
injury you've heard of or anything like that?
No. This was an experiment which failed in pre-season, and I didn't think it would work tonight. And I thought it was a poor decision. I was proved wrong on that count because Saïs did okay, he did well, and he wasn't the reason they lost. It was, for me, you've got to look at the front 3 again. They've spent almost £50 million on Traoré, Jota, Costa, Caballero, and that's 3 goals and no assists between them. It's nowhere near good enough.
And they all look devoid of confidence. There's no one who's standing up, and you're going to pick him because I don't know who you would switch. I don't know which two or three players you'd start.
They've all been affected, and it's not so much of a confidence issue with the defence or the midfield. But the front 3, Jimenez as well, looks a bit short of confidence.
Costa looked a broken man, getting shouted at by Nuno constantly in that second half, kept giving the ball away.
They were all below average tonight. Jimenez missed a few chances. Again, the work rate of all of them is fine. Traoré, you know, they kept looking for him with the ball over the top. It's an interesting tactic, but they just couldn't keep the ball for more than 2 seconds. Any of them, and Nuno was doing his nut on the sideline. And the problem is, it just kept bouncing back and inviting pressure. And they, like I said, they couldn't get that second goal. They didn't look like as good as as effective and as satisfactory as they were in the first half when they were winning. They didn't look like scoring from open play for me. They had a few kind of half chances second half.
And it was a poor goal to concede.
And it was a dreadful goal. And it's ironic that, you know, you had at this ground in April, it was John Ruddy who was the hero, and the man who's replaced him, and you know, he's done very well, and he's a world-class goalkeeper. He's gone off the ball a little bit recently, and I don't know what on earth he's doing. Yes, Patterson has been clever and perhaps a little bit cheeky in kind of blocking him off. But you've got to come powering through.
Of course you do. You're the man.
You're going for the ball, and if Patterson's standing in your way, so be it. You've got to put him to one side.
Yeah, clear him out.
The ball is all that matters.
You're a big boy.
And it was quite pretty embarrassing defending. It was statuesque. The ball is looped back in at a height, coming back down with snow on it, and Morrison, who's the biggest threat in the air really from set pieces, is all alone to head it to Gunnarsson, who can afford to take a touch before he slams it in from 6 yards. Poor defending all round. Patricio, he's got to be looked at there. Very poor. The second's a worldie which you can't really cater for.
It's not, but the impetus is then given to Cardiff, and you know you're always susceptible to that. It's a Premier League, you know. Sometimes that's going to happen.
And another issue is in-game management, and that's been an issue for Nuno anyway. Even when they romped to the title last season, he wasn't good in matches with his substitutions, or certainly with his tactical tweaks. And I think we've seen it again tonight, trying to change it, trying to chase the game. They can't really manage it. So that's an issue as well.
Fans outside, very, very frustrated. Some of them angry. I think you heard some of that anger tonight. They're desperate for three midfielders, so they can't keep on doing that. You can play tippy-tappy football with, you know, against the better sides, but you're going to have a third person in midfield. Will Nuno now change? Is it time now? We know he's stubborn. We know he sticks to this formation. Is it time now for him to change it and maybe just suck it up a little bit?
I don't know. I don't know if he will. I don't know. This is. I think they'll keep on doing what they're doing in the belief that it will come good. But I think it is time for a tweak. He has done it before. We saw it a couple of times last season. Carabao Cup away at Southampton, where one of the forwards, particularly this was Ben Marshall when he plays a right wing forward, tucked back in without the ball to become an extra centre midfielder. I just wonder if Morgan Gibbs-White came on and tried to do that tonight, is that man to be, in theory, the right forward, but to tuck back in, extra man in centre midfield. I think that could pay some dividends, but we already know there's at least one change for Wednesday because Ruben Neves is now suspended. Sure. I think that means Ryan Bennett will come back in pronto and Sace will move to midfield. But I just wonder if bringing Gibbs-White in as a positive, confident player, no problem with his confidence, could come in and make a difference.
A lot of people saying
someone's got to change.
Where Leander Dendoncker is tonight, not even in the matchday squad. I mean, there's a lot of questions, isn't there?
There is. I spoke to Nuno about this on Thursday. I'll stick a story out as soon as possible. So I would have done it already, but you know what? He didn't really say much. His answers on Dendoncker were not convincing at all. He barely referenced him really in his answers. Just said, as usual, he's an option. We've got some very good players on the bench who want to play, and he's one of them. He said fitness isn't an issue. I believe it is. And I think you've got to ask questions about who signed this guy. You know, was Nuno happy with him? Is it a Nuno player? Have they found problems with him when they've signed him? Is he not fit? What's the issue?
It makes this £12 million, and like you say, you know, people say that Chelsea might be a good game for Wolves. I mean, I'd rather have rubbish at home. I mean, Chelsea full of absolute quality.
Well,
is it a good game for them to have?
I think it's a good game for them to have because it's a free hit, and if they lose, that's okay.
Have they got free hits anymore, Tim? Have they got free hits anymore?
Yes, they have, because they're still 11th in the table, and they'll take that position at the end of the season. They wouldn't have a free hit if they were 20th or 19th or 18th. But yes, it's horrible. Yes, they were poor tonight. Yes, they've lost 5 out of 6. We'll see what Saturday's results are, but they are still in a position that everybody would have taken at the start of the season. So you've got to remember that. They made a great start, which allows them to be in this position, but you've got to remember that they are where they want to be in terms of league position. But so yes, I think it is a free hit, and I think it's an easy game to get up for. Not that they weren't up for tonight, because they were up for it.
So many selection decisions. I mean, I don't know who you're going to play. Jota, Costa, Cavallero, Traore. I've got no idea.
Yeah,
who the best combination is. There's lots of questions and not a lot of answers.
And I don't think he does either. He had it a couple of weeks ago. That's what's so infuriating. He had it at Arsenal with Costa and Cavallero starting, did very well, and then you thought Jota and Traore best options off the bench, but now that's 2 games later, so it's turned around so quickly again. But no, I think the Chelsea game is a good one. It's a full house under the lights. They can give it a real good go. They have performed better against the good teams because they're allowed more space to play their football in the final third. Neves and Matinho are allowed more time on the ball, and it's suited them so far this season. So hopefully it suits them again on Wednesday, and they can pull off a bit of a shot.
At least it's a short trip home, eh? Cardiff 2, Wolves 1 for all the post-match reaction. Make sure you log on to Express and Star.